Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to some loser round matchups. It is the Black Ops 7 Game Arena Launch LAN event and some fresh new faces in this cast-off. It's me, Corpse_Caster, and my buddy, Nova. How we doing today?
What's up? I'm doing great. Nice to see you, Corpse. It is going to be a great day of losers round matches. This is where the passion comes out. This is where it starts showing.
Indeed.
You know, if you lose, you are out of this tournament, and you do not want to be out of the Black Ops 7 GA kickoff. Let me tell you, it is a pristine tournament. Shout out to Cheeto. Shout out to all the team running the event. Shout out to all the casters for the cast off and everybody. They're doing a great job. Speaking of the tournament itself, let's take a look at the bracket over here. Tell me something interesting that you see on this bracket right now.
Well, something interesting I see, a lot of 3-0s, a lot of 3-1s, and that's been in the winner side, and we have focused on that for the majority of this morning. But, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go on down south. We're going to go ahead and look at one particular matchup in Losers Round 2. This is the one we're covering today. I'm talking Terry Rozier the fourth taking on Trauma Org. This is going to be a fun one. This is going to be a fun one.
What a name, bro. What a name, by the way. I mean, Terry Rozier the fourth. Yeah. You know, I wonder if they play like him too on the map. we may be able to see some ball today. But look on that other team. Look at that roster. We have Johnny Frost, Mirage, Nessim on Trauma versus all of Terry Rozier. Why don't you tell me about that team down there?
It's going to be fun because the Trauma squad finished 2-1 in their pool with a map count of 4-3. Now, they did struggle against the Family Ties roster, who did win their pool division, and they also went to a map 5 with Carolina Reapers and Gas Pack. So, Trauma Org seems to be built for these longevity type series. And again, with another BO3 happening on the loser side of things, they're in a similar situation of how pools have shaped out. So for them, this is just a continuation of what happened yesterday, so they should be feeling all the more confident. From the side of Ferda and Terry Rozier's squad, well, they finished their pool 3-0 with a map count of 6-0, so they were flawless, and they got bounced early. They got actually handed a brutal loss. It was what, a reverse sweep, if I'm not mistaken. It was the hoot of the venue for about like 5 minutes, and I got to talk to Ferda afterward. He was like, yeah, it was a tough one, but we're going to bounce back, and more particularly, I'm going to be looking for him in the S&D side of things. But map, what's the first map up, Nova? What we got?
Colossus. I mean, you know, Colossus is going to be a great map to start out. Hardpoint, map 1 for Terry Rozier versus Trauma. Like you said, I can't wait to see how they bounce back. If there's any place to do it, it's got to be in losers, where your back is against the wall and you cannot take any more L's. So we'll see loading into this map. Tell me what you like so far about Colossus. Anything that stands out to you particularly about this map?
I kind of like it because it's another fast-paced map. It's got that skyline essence, and there's a lot of bang-outs. But again, it's just played at a fast pace where everybody's cerebral cortexes have to be on fire. And speaking of fire, well, hey, Versailles finds 2, ladies and gentlemen. Terry Rozier getting the first points of P1.
There's not a greater way to start out this hard point, and look, they're holding on strong. Once again, Trauma is just holding through that front, and all of Terry Rozier trying to slam through that front door, and they're just getting pinned down by Lando as he pops 3. Lando, my goodness. Watch out for those spawn flips, though. Look down at that bottom of the mini-map. You have Kazai pinching over onto the side, finds one, does not get the shots as Peach ends up trading out, and Terry Rozier hold on strong.
Yeah, it's going to be a huge hill, actually. Coming away with 30 seconds and change for the side of Terry Rozier is phenomenal, and such a scrappy P1. Neeson has something to say about it, though. He's able to find a nice couple, and they clear the hill. So, again, they're going to garner about 10 seconds or so. Spawns are in the favor for Terry Rozier. And let me tell you about this colossal map. P2 and P4 are known for the money hills, but look at Jay Johnny. He's already in through the front. He's going to contest. Can his teammates get there? No, Frost is going to be the only one, so that's a clean 4 dead. You're spawning out, reset for Trauma.
Reset for Trauma, and here they go once again, working over on this P3 or P2, P4 side. But they're just getting crossed down by Peach. That P1 pinch is strong. They do get 1-for-1 trades, but Nissim not being able to find the shots on the person on point. Terry Rozier still climbing in points, still slaying out as Lando finds another one, and Versailles comes up as well. Now the rotation goes over to P3. Who's going to get there? Looks like it's going to be Versailles.
I mean, look at this overextension out of Terry Rozier's roster. They're gonna potentially play for a flip at the last 10 seconds, and now everybody's going to try and get a little bit over-aggressive from the side of Terry Rozier. We're starting to see some over-choweling, but it doesn't matter. They're winning the gunfights, and again, look at Versailles on the minimap, number 6. He's just been doing the work. He's setting up for that hard block on P3. He is still staying alive on a 5 streak. Nobody can bring him down. Sees the information. This is going to be a big one to see if the flip happens. Can Versailles win? It's a little bit of a wall hop, but it doesn't roll through. The trading does happen on J. Johnny. So again, as we head to this P3, Terry Rozier starting out map 1. Nice.
Nice indeed. They have been on point with their rotations. First, you know, that P1, they were just slaying out over the front. P2, they had a great rotation, were able to hold on. A little bit of a shaky nade there, but Versailles going to be able to hit the wall bang. Lando watching over him as well. And once again, Terry Rozier are just controlling this P3 point.
They are indeed, and it's phenomenal to see because this is such a split hard point. You really have to worry about these pinches, and that's another thing to talk about in the Black Ops 7 title. So many maps rely on these pinches to break these hills. You cannot flood from the front. So many great teams, this Terry Rozier roster in particular, Challenger boys across the squad, they will know how to play hardpoint to a T. So you have to set up these pinches, have to set up the flanks, and so far Trauma Org have not had a lick of it. We got Kazi 0-12. Everybody's on he's on the Homer Simpson donut watch.
I didn't want to point it out, but he is on that. He just got one. Let's go, Kazi. 1-13 now, working for his team. But Trauma, you have a lot of work to do if you want to come back in this hard point. Terry Rozier once again on the break. Now look at this pinch coming in from Nissim. Trauma, this could be your breaking point. This could be the turning for this P4, but no, not going to be able to get anything as Terry Rozier trade out. Lando hunting in the back, finds him, and there goes Nissim, drops down. Trauma Org once again trying to break through the front.
I mean, it's really just been the category of being outslayed. Again, Kazi is 2-14, hasn't really helped out his teammates that much when it comes to Team Chows, but finally a 3 dead, and again, Trauma Org can get some time on the front side, but hold on, a miraculous flip happens. You're not prepared for it. Peach finds 2, and they spawned on Statue, which was crazy enough because that pinch came in so fast from the side of Terry Rozier. So that is honestly a blow in itself to Trauma because you're like, okay, we're finally going to get scrap time. We got to go get one right. It just starts from scrap time. Well, no, it isn't, as Terry Rozier are taking, what, a 130-point lead heading into the next rotation.
Yeah, they get the lead, and it's 160-24 right now. It is not looking good for Trauma, but as soon as I say that, a little bit of luck turns to their side, but Lando pops a 2-piece over on that Statue, and now once again, back in the point, Terry Rozier soaking up time.
It's just been phenomenal what these guys have done so far. Peach has been staying alive, 13-10. The whole roster, Versailles, 16-8. Lando, 18-7. These Slayers have come out to hunt their prey, and it is phenomenal. There's now 30 seconds left on this P1. Ferda is just gardening this time with the sub. Interesting to note, this guy has been in some decisions on what role to play. I know I got to talk to him again earlier before the match. He was like, I want to be an AR, but the things I want to do, I just need to be a sub. And that's so huge to talk about because, I mean, hey, the M15 has been the wonder weapon for a lot of these people.
Yeah, they talk about M15 being the weapon of choice, but my goodness, Lando is making the Dravik look unstoppable on the map right there. Pops another 2 for his team. 190 now, you're crossing that 200-point threshold. Only one more hill can do it. They can end it here if they have a perfect hold. I don't know, Trauma looking to break through. Nissim in the back. This is going to cause a little bit of problem for Terry Rozier as they had to pull 2 players off the point. Lando going to be the one to stoke, but now Versailles trying to find this 1v1 onto Nissim in the back. Pinch comes through, trades are out, but nobody going to be able to get anything just yet as Lando swings over to the side, and that is going to be Terry Rozier holding on strong once again.
Yeah, that was a missed opportunity. Neeson was doing everything in his power to stay alive for the side of Trauma Org, but the players were just getting cut down on the front side. So again, that natural developing pinch that Neeson was able to set up just ultimately isn't coming through. And again, another blow as Terry Rozier is 20 points away from winning this map 1. They can get as close as possible. As a matter of fact, no, they can't win it here, but they are going to be 2 points off heading into this next hill.
I mean, it always does that, right? Just when you think you're going to be able to close out the map, just one more tick is all you need. 3 actually to go their way, Terry Rozier. But I mean, Trauma has the rotation to do. Can they get a couple more points before this game ends? Can they even make a miraculous comeback? I don't know, because I needs to turn up. He's 5-24 right now, 10-21 for Johnny, 15-18 for everybody else. And Terry Rozier just breaking in and going to solidify that game 1, 250-49. What a map from the boys.
the boys look around. All right, that's a little bit too easy. Chuckles across the board. It doesn't look like Trauma is taking this too hardly as well, as that's just one you got to laugh off, man. 250 to, I think, almost 50. You're just like, okay, we got belt to ass there, bro.
It was belt, but you know, you can always even it back up in that game too. No matter how the respawn goes, if you have good plays in that search, you can take it back and even up the series. But Trauma, I mean, like we said, they have extended series. Terry Rozier has only 3-0'd or been 3-0'd when it comes to a lot of these matches. You know, we talked about their flawless play in pools. We talked about Trauma's hard fights for the back ends of their series, and my goodness, what a map for Terry Rozier. 250-41, the logo on there is so good. I was not expecting to pop up on that on the graphic. That is amazing.
Let's talk about this map 2, though, Nova. I mean, map 1, nothing really to discuss about, just an outclassed performance for the side of Terry Rozier. And now they're going into their pick on exposure, which, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't played at all yesterday in the pools. So a lot of these teams maybe either weren't repping it and weren't like preparing for it to be today. That could be a possibility on how teams play. But that's just a big thing of Trauma, having Colossus as their first pick, losing that map 1, having to go into Terry Rozier's territory on the S&D. And another big thing is just not having that security blanket of a best of 5. This time, you're not going to be able to see that map 3 as a security blanket. You're only going to be playing 2. It has to come from the first one. And by God, I can tell you how many teams usually fall flat in a map 2 because they did not do anything in map 1.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be rough for Trauma to come back from this series. I think that they can do it if they just, you know, work together, play and hit out stuff as a team. But Terry Rozier, they are some gunners. They have been shooting, especially on that map 1. And, you know, you'll take the hard point. 250-41. That's a 100-point club for the boys back home. And going into the map 2 exposure, I'm definitely interested to see how it's going to be played. Yeah. Like you said, I didn't see it yesterday. I'm pretty sure it wasn't on the stream at all. So I'm excited to see how they play this exposure. I think that it's actually a pretty good map for S&D.
I think it is too. It's a big one. It kind of brings back the Hacienda vibes and how there's a little bit of some opening in the middle to where subs can work with and maybe potentially hit a lane. So you're going to see a lot of spread looks from these boys. Maybe the island ARs are playing on the left and the right side of the map by those solar panels or that left tower. And it's also going to be interesting because how many snipers do you bring out? Usually we only see 1 per squad, and I think that's all. Maybe in the rules it's only allowed 1 per squad, but I kind of want to see two snipers here, Nova. And maybe just each sniper pick on the right and left side of the lanes.
Even if we just see like the head-to-head, right? Yeah. That's what I'm all about. Especially, I love seeing snipers back into the Call of Duty space. They have a place and a purpose in Search and Destroy, and I cannot wait to see somebody pull one out. Hey. Here we go, Ferda, like you called it before the match. Ferda with the sniper. Frost actually gets a pick onto her side for that first pick, but Ferdo with a nice shot, and bang, there we go. 3v3 now for Terry Rozier as they're trading now.
Yeah, another trade happening in the middle of the map. Both players are here technically for Terry Rozier, but the pinch is coming in from the left side of the lane. Kazi now senses Ferda's sniper, and does he pick up his fallen teammate's M15? That may be the go-to because, again, sniper against 2 M15s. Well, you can take your chance. It's a one-hit wonder, but trying to get that second bolt action into the second player will not come in time. And now this pinch is going to happen. Ferda not expecting it. The quick scope was there, but Trauma saying, hey, everybody getting around in. There we go.
That's their one. Let's get it. Come on, Trauma. I like how they turn up. That's what the passion is all about in losers, man. Yeah. You need to turn up, otherwise you're gone for the round. So I love
these
that.
These guys are like looking over like, what are they excited about? It's only 1 round.
They look so annoyed, but you know that's just gonna amplify them more. You know, it's gonna amp them up, make sure that they solidify this game too, and try to close it out for Terry Rozier. But Trauma, you gotta tip it. They take the first round. Unfortunately, still bugs in the game, so you gotta watch the end of this Search and Destroy round here. First rounds are always slow like that, so we'll see how they go into adjust for the second round.
I don't know if it's happening to you, but my game seems to have been frozen or crash. An observer crash happened. So, ladies and gentlemen, bear with us as we kind of get together and get a little bit of a reset. But let's talk a little bit more about this exposure. I feel like just because of best of 3s and how quick people want to hop into the second map, we don't really get to explore all the opportunities, as well as that map 3 if it goes the distance. this is going to be looking like Den. And do you have any thoughts on how this series will play out?
I mean, if it's anything like that first hard point, right, you have to give it to Terry Rozier. We'll see if maybe it was just a map knowledge diff for Colossus. Colossus is a rough map in general whenever you cannot outslay the other team. Like you said, it reminds me very reminiscent of Skyline. It's a really bang out map. You're flying at stuff constantly. And if you're just missing 1 or 2 bullets, that could be the decision maker on if you break through or hold, everything in between for Colossus. But for Den, that map, it's a little bit more of a traditional hard point, I would say. The rotations have to come through, obviously, first and foremost. But it's how they are going to hold the points themselves. I think that's really going to make or break it for this Trauma org.
It is indeed. And for me, I see Den as a map where you kind of have to play turtled on a lot of your setups. You can push out the map, but if you don't have somebody hard blocking, I can't tell you, Nova. I was watching the Shinto Gaming versus Pinnacle matchup that was on stream last series that Mark of Gee and Zepscast were doing. Bro, the amount of times I saw a Den where the AR thought he was hard blocking, it just did not happen, and then somebody spawned in behind him. So again, for me, this is going to force teams to play a little bit more turtle. They can't push out the middle of the map like they want to. Again, almost like a Skyline, in my opinion. Going back to that map from BO6, it was very like, hey, flip, flip, flip. But, teams, as long as you had a hard blocker, then you were able to push out the map as far as you wanted. So, again, Den has reminiscence of that, and now we're back into this S&D, ladies and gentlemen.
Here we go, back into the S&D. Trauma org with 2 rounds, so barely. Unfortunately, we did not able to capture that round, but we'll see it. Johnny and them, Frost actually having himself a first couple rounds, 3-1 right now, and I think Johnny gets a first pick onto Peach. Bye Peach, he says. Now Nissim trying to work with him. Berta gets that sniper trade, and they know where he's sitting at.
This is going to be huge. They have flanked the left side of the minimap quite fastly, and I think Ferda has a heads up on that. Well, he's about to get pinched. He somehow stays alive. Ferda, can you play your life? No, J. Johnny does hunt you down. Bomb is going to go down mid on A, so this is going to leave a lot of opportunities for Versailles to do bomb peaks. And again, another thing Trauma loves to do, they are just circling this map. Nissim finds another in a 1v2 Versailles. He's going to go out the back, but runs right into the irons of J. Johnny. Took him a minute, but again, another round for the boys in the Trauma squad. Pure vibes out of these. Jace Waves in the background was coaching them up beforehand, and let me tell you, word is in the chat. Originally, their 4th had to go, so now it's just for pure vibes. Ladies and gentlemen, the upsets, maybe they can make a loser's round run.
Thank you, chat, for giving us that info. So now we know, maybe that's why the map 1 was a little bit shaky, playing with the 4th subbing in, not someone that you're used to. It's a whole different play style. It's a lot of things you have to adjust on the fly, but Search and Destroy is kind of like that one mode where as long as you have a solid game plan going into it, you can adjust people here and there. So I think Trauma org has done a very great job so far in this S&D. Johnny himself on a 5 spree, so be on the streak watch for him. And there looks like they're going to be playing over here towards B. Lando, the nice prone up. He's 0-3 right now. Had himself a phenomenal map 1. Gets a stun, but right now 0-3 for this map 2. We'll see how Johnny and them work it. Swings over to the right side, finds him, Nissim and Johnny with the team shots. Ferda, sniper in hand. Now moving up with the pistol. This may as well be a sub in his hand because that pistol beams.
I mean, Ferda just made an exceptional play right there. He just pushed up towards the middle of the map or the middle of this lane right here, and he finds one to make it doable. Frost with the sniper as well, 1v1. Hold on, Frost. Get a little bit chilly, my friend. Sees him from above, and he's not able to solidify the kill with the Jaeger. And that is going to be the first round for the side of Terry Rozier. And just like all basketball players, they just need to see one fall through the hoop.
And there it goes, sink and swish. Versa finds the final kill to solidify his team, the first round for them in this map too. But Frost, were you ever so close to getting that kill? You just needed one more pistol bullet from that Jaeger, and it would have probably solidified the deal for them.
It would have indeed. How does Trauma do this? So far, they've hit the outer sides of the map and collapsed very quickly. For Terry Rozier, we need to sense this out because they have flown through mid. So that is what they are going to be expecting. They send 3 to the top side of the mini map, and Versailles is now playing on top circle. So again, they try and plan for Trauma. Well, Trauma plans for them. Everybody hit the south side of the mini map, and this is going to be huge. It's played like a parallel, but again, Trauma has had so much pace on these defensive rounds.
A little bit of over an extension there from Kazai as now he falls down. Thought his teammates were closer behind him, and Nissim finding a nice shot, almost switches over to Versailles. That could have been bad. Already a diamond camo for Versailles, by the way. We clocked that instantly. My goodness, he's been camo grinding. Here we go. Trauma Org now in the 2v3. Frost with the sniper finds one onto Versailles. Bang. There we go. Now make it a 2v2. Johnny finds one, so it makes it a 1v1.
Hey.
Berta now with the bomb. It's going to be sniper versus a sniper.
It's going to be one-on-one. Head-on-head. I don't know if they're captains, but you might as well with the snipers. When you got this much confidence, you are running it. Captain v captain. And what are we at? Well, the timer's broken, but we can hear it start to tick. This means it's going to be sub 30 seconds, or at least 25. Frost sees him and just gets the better of him. Again, Trauma finding another round in the books for them.
I love their celebration at the end of every round they win. Just the, hey, it's the same tone every single time. They're pulling out the vibes. And Frost, I mean, there's no greater feeling than seeing the guy right in front of you back turned with a sniper in your hand. You're going to get that kill every time. Terry Rozier dropped that round as well. And now Trauma up 4-1 in this map too. What did I say before we went into it? S&D is a whole different game.
It is indeed. Especially on exposure. Again, a lot of these teams never played it through pools. It wasn't an option on the predetermined maps yesterday, but doesn't mean they weren't repping it. It's a whole different thing from scrims and actual gameplay. Now this is going to be a mid bang out, or bottom side of the minimap, so you can see this from mid. This is going to be huge to see how the ARs play this.
Yeah, and Frost will be the first one to drop, and Johnny! Oh no! Where is he? He's down in the depths of exposure. Now it's all up to their last player for Trauma Org, Nissim in the 1v4. What can he do? He had some good beams earlier. We'll see if he can keep shooting, or if Terry Rozier and the boys are going to hunt him down.
Well, he has eyes on Lando, so he's just trailing. Good gun discipline to see if he can find anything else. Lando saying, hey, my senses are heightened. The Spidey senses are tingling. I'm going to pick a corner and wait.
I think the Dravic's good. Let me tell you.
I think the Dravic's good.
People don't give it enough credit right here. Look at this. I mean, the good shots from Lando, by the way. He doesn't miss a single bullet. That will always solidify you a kill. But I mean, the Dravic's still good in its own regard. It is still a phenomenal weapon. Then 15, just slightly a little bit better. But there we go. Terry Rozier taking their second round, and we'll see what adjustments they're going to make going into this next round of S&D. Round 7, here we go.
So far,
what can Trauma do?
So far, it's just been polar opposites. They haven't seen anything until it gets close to a post-plant setup. I think this is going to be the most spread look we've seen Trauma do. But again, it's 3 towards the top, 1 towards the bottom. Versailles is going to see the solo AR, the island player. Kazi peeks his head, shots are in. And again, look at number 8 on the minimap. Nissim getting so aggressive, does get taken down by Peach. This is what you want to see from Terry Rozier. They play slow. They wait for those aggressive players. Lando now pouncing. Kazi finds one. Lando finding another. A 3v1. Trauma slowly losing their lead.
Yeah, losing their lead slowly. Frost now put in the 1v3. We'll see how he plays around this corner. Does not do anything as Terry Rozier clean him up and now get their third round. It's going to be 3-4 now, so only one round makes that difference, and you don't hear anybody anymore. There's no sound. There's no hype coming over from those Trauma guys. They need to start turning it up now. Get those vibes back in. Start playing some good S&D.
Even if it's just for fun. Breathe the confidence. Have it in you. Ooze the aura of the man that will find every single kill on this map. That is what you need to do as a CoD player. Egos to the T, egos to the max, and you will find success.
Yes, and I think a lot of their downfall for these last couple rounds that we've seen is they're just overextending. Yeah. Like a little by, like even just like a slight misplay for them. Terry Rozier is capitalizing on. The snipe comes through for Frost as he will find Ferda. That's captain versus captain action, and he gets taken down. Now Trauma going to be able to have a little bit of a race to the B point. Here they run. Peach swinging over around the outside. Does not find anything as that plant will go down right in front of his face.
The stun connected, and he knows. He's seen Johnny, and Johnny didn't know where he was, so he finds a kill. But again, Frost finds another with the sniper. It's a 3v2. It's not planted, so this is going to defuse is going to come through. He's going to body block. Nobody checking. Lando saying, hey, go defuse it, my friend. That is a round for Terry Rozier and a mishap for Trauma as, again, they get into the post-plant scenario, but it was rushed, and Jay Johnny was the only one close to the bomb. Nobody having the time in the back of their mind. Lando saying, hey, that is a free round for us.
And that is going to be one round that Trauma Org are going to want back,
Yeah.
right? I mean, you had the bomb plant, you had the man advantage, everything was going your way, everything besides for controlling the spot where you needed to control right at the end, right? And in the defuse, that was a great call by Terry Rozier and the team to stick the defuse and just body block for it. They called out Trauma Org's positioning, they knew where everybody was, and they just bit the bullet and said that, hey, we're going to defuse this. If it works, it works.
Oh, no.
We'll be tied up in the rounds, and here they are, all tied up 4-4. Now the sniper going onto this right lane. Frost not being able to pick out anything. However, shots come through. 6 HP for Lando, sliding over around the corner. Not going to be able to find anything just yet as Versailles gets the first pick for his team, but he also falls off the map. Everybody is taking a little bit of a splash on exposure. Now it's going to be a 2v3, now making a 1v3 for Trauma Org as Johnny, the last player remaining, 7-5, gets that first pick, but going to be traded out instantly. Terry Rozier with that 5th round.
So the one thing I'm experiencing about this exposure map is don't go towards tower, because right now everybody's freaking falling. So we don't have the mountain climbing gear to cross the canyon, and we don't really need to experience a 40 feet fall into the black abyss. So you know everybody that plays exposure, just don't go towards the bottom.
I mean, yeah, you think that they would have learned their lesson from that earlier rounds whenever I think it was Johnny that fell off the map. But my goodness, exposure is just going to be one of those maps, you know, that middle lane or that drop down is so important to the map control. Honestly, you can see so many lanes from it and cut off the mid play. So you kind of have to be around it, but it's just unfortunate. But they still solidify the round, so they'll take it regardless. Trauma Org now down 5-4. What can they do on this attack?
It's a mid hit too. You've never done this. It's been controlled by Terry, Versailles, and Lando. Kazi finds a response with a double, makes this a 2v2. Neeson has taken a slow route to the bottom side of the minimap. Unfortunately, it doesn't pay off. And Terry Rozier just say, hey, normal 9-5 for us, a best of 3. We played these yesterday. Let's run it and let's get on with it. To the next round they go. Trauma go home. Unfortunately, again, it was just pure vibes for them because their 4th, unfortunately, had to leave. So, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, you look at the stats. Versailles going double positive with a 10-5 Further right behind him.
It was Lando for that first map 1, right? Now Versailles taking it 10-5. So, I mean, great game from those boys over at Terry Rozier. That's going to put their map count to 8-3, if I'm not mistaken. Like you said, undefeated in pools, gets 3-0'd in that first round. For upper side, and then now 2-0 over Trauma Org. And shout out to Trauma Org for showing up and giving us a nice map too, right? Because it could have definitely been just a give up, but they had vibes to the max over there. Every round they were winning, they were cheering, and that was a great way to start off our cast together.
It is indeed. As now, ladies and gentlemen, if we take a look at the brackets, if I'm not mistaken, Terry Rozier, again, they do move on. They will be playing Shinto Gaming, if I'm not mistaken, who did lose against the Pinnacle. That was the rumors that were circulating the venue, at least. We are going to have our Eye in the Sky check that for us. But our next matchup has been confirmed. We are sticking in the losers round 2 side of things, and we are going to be checking on Family Ties, Havoc, taking on Icons. The top matchup right there in the side of losers round 2. Neither team having to play in the losers round 1. This is going to be a fun one because, how did Family Ties end up here? They 3-0'd their pool.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, they 3-0'd their pool. They looked hot, right, going into this bracket play, and then all of a sudden they lose their upper round match, and they're facing off against Icons GG, which is a team that, if you reminder for pools, they played very well.
They did indeed. I'm trying to look at my notes in particular. Thank you, production. We got yesterday's graphic up here. So let's take a look. Pool G is where Family Ties is, and they 3-0'd, had a map count of 6-0. And then on the side of Icons, they are up in that Pool A division. They had Gen T, which was their biggest competition, who is the only team that they lost to, and it was unfortunately a 2-0. So, you know, they're coming into this actually confident. I know I got to see Condi, who's on the side of Icons. He's a phenomenal guy to talk to, but again, I was like, what happened, bro? How are you in losers so early? Because again, getting that 2-1 victory in your pool means you at least get a winners round matchup. And he was like, bro, not gonna lie, the team just checked ourselves, and it's gonna be interesting to see how they come into this next matchup, as we should be getting a interview. Terry Rozier
Oh boy.
Somebody's walking in. I don't know who. We're looking at it. Is it going to happen? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, let me open the door, see if anybody's here for the interview. Okay, they'll open the door for me, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I was trying to be a kind young gentleman, but talking about this next matchup.
We're dressed up. We're spiffy, we're dressed up, we got the suit and ties on, but no gentleman right here as we are going to be getting this interview coming through. I love that tie. Show what's on it real quick. Show that design off.
It's a little OSU something, Ohio State football. I'm not a bandwagon. I'm born and bred for the Buckeyes, boy, baby.
He's here, man. He's here.
Everybody.
Look at him go.
I had somebody talking to me from Grandma's Wi-Fi. He goes to Indiana University, and he was kind of like, bro, we're gonna whoop you in the Big Ten championship. No, that's not happening. You're Indiana. You're the number 2 seed for a reason. You just haven't played anybody. I mean, we probably are in the same boat, but they actually did play somebody. They played Penn State, which was a thriller a couple weeks ago, but it boiled my blood. And also Safari, a Michigan guy, don't even speak to me when the week happens. The game, okay? I'm not having it.
I mean, we're passionate over here on the casting booth, right? We got the cast kickoff. Mind you, whiteboard back there.
Oh.
What does it say?
It says
vote for Corpse and Nova.
How'd that
What does that say? I don't know how that ended up there, but you guys have to do it. You saw it on the whiteboard. That's kind of what we have to do over here. This is a casting competition. If you like what you're hearing so far, we still got one more best of 3 to cast for you. But right now, I think we're going to be kicking it off to a small interview after we look at this beautiful caster lineup. I mean, Zepp and Mark of G just did a phenomenal job earlier right before us. Hyperactive and Rozier, they did a great job as well. And I cannot wait to see the rest of these casting duos.
I can't either. But ladies and gentlemen, we have our interviewee here. It's none other than the sniper man, Ferda. How are we doing after that match?
Doing pretty good. Really wanted to bring the passion and yell at those guys. Couldn't. They didn't really. They were just trolling. They didn't really care. But we were having fun out there. I had the sniper out.
Yeah.
Having fun.
Showed a lot of promise. You found a couple first bloods with it, or at least a few kills.
Yeah.
I am going to be talking about your next matchup. I don't know who you are playing. It's not Shinto, if I'm mistaken.
It is the winner versus Coastal Gaming and JVM Pink.
So who are your predictions here?
Probably going to be Coastal Gaming.
Yeah.
Hoping that it's them. I would really like to play them. JVM Pink is not a bad roster, though, at the same time.
Any reason why you want Coastal Gaming?
I know those fellas.
Okay.
It is JT Solo and the boys. Would love to play those guys.
Just is there any previous history, any beef between that and why you have your...
JT Solo last year in Philadelphia had beaten me in pools with me not having the best of rosters. So I would love to, get revenge with that. And yeah.
Get his run back.
Mm-hmm.
Get his get back. Ferda, so tell me about that match going into it. The first map, 250 to 41. It was a little bit of a slammer. But then we go into map 2, and it was 6-4. So tell me, your team was down, I think, 1-3, 1-4 going into that S&D. So tell me what kind of the change was for your team to adjust and take out that map 2.
We went down 1-4. We went down 1-3 at first, and then we were kind of like, all right, let's lock in, let's start trying. And then we went down 1-4 while we were trying the next round, and that kind of hurt. And then we were like, all right, these guys are running at us. We have the better gun skill. I put the sniper away for 2 rounds, and we just ran at them for 2 rounds, and then just killed them all.
We like that adjustment. And it was a great game, by the way, for that map, too. I mean, you guys played phenomenally. You guys got your get back, and you were able to solidify that series for you. Tell me, how do you think your team is going to perform going into the back end of this tournament? Where do you see yourselves ending up?
We have hopefully we will beat Coastal. I don't think we will have any problem with them, I hope. Then we have Shinto Gaming. Those are some of my best friends. Very good team, very good roster. Hoping they aren't the best S&D roster. Hoping to take both the S&Ds. We just got to win a respawn. Might even just win 3-0. You never know. We'll bring the passion. They'll bring the passion. Should be a fun match.
It should be a fun one indeed, chat. I do have one last question before you leave. Coming off of playing a best of 5 in winners and then having to play a best of 3, is there any kind of difference or feeling that you have to lock in for? Or is it okay, I have to change my mental state? Because again, I was talking about it, you can't rely on the map 3. And you can't rely on that third game mode to really kind of start your comeback, and it's just going to be down to those first 2 maps. So what is it like having to switch from a best-of-5 mentality to a best-of-3 mentality?
For me, I like the best of 3s better. Get in, get out quicker. I think we're We're one of the better respawn teams here. We don't really have that many reps, but I still feel like, I'm one of the better shooters at this event. But yeah, I mean, the best of 3s for me are just a lot easier because we don't really play Overload, that third game mode. Don't like that at all. But yeah, I mean, just a lot easier for me to play a best of 3 than a best of 5.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been fun talking to you, Ferda.
Yep.
Good luck on the rest of your tourney run. And have a nice day.
Thank you. You too.
Yes.
All right, everybody. That was Ferda from Terry Rozier the fourth. Doing a great job on that interview. And I like what they said about the adjustments in map 2, right? Specifically, it almost reminds me of that Conwa interview that they had after that Shinto matchup where they were just like, hey, we have better gun skill than these guys. Let's just run it down. Do our 25% and just make sure that we are not trying to overthink how we're playing this map, right? And they made those adjustments and were able to come back from a 1-4 deficit. You got to tip it.
Got to tip it indeed. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, there was nothing else to talk about this matchup. Again, it was just, like you said, better gun skill. Let's run it down their throats, and let's get it done and over with. We talked about the next matchup coming up, but before then, we're going to go to a short break. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. It's going to be our faces next matchup. See you in a bit.
We'll be seeing you.